Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Monday, December 10th, 2018. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. What you'll notice here is price is currently holding right at the lows, the 2-month lows right now of the larger trading range here. The ES has formed a range basically from 2820 down to about 2600. This range has been basically in development since the beginning of October after the initial sell-off here, and ever since then we've had 28.15 to 28.10 offered. Down here 2600 has been bid. However, after the recent slide, price is sitting right on these lows, and again, if price is not able to hold these lows here, it could get pretty significant to the downside very quickly, and we could be testing the lows of the year very quickly. So this is a zone here that I would not just blindly buy off this zone. You got to make sure that there is sufficient enough support here. Otherwise, any failure through this area opens up the next level down, and that is going to be the major CLVN below and the lows of the year, 25.29, that go back to the beginning of February, and that would offer a much more significant area to do business. Again, I've been talking about this LVN seemingly throughout the year, and we are nearly there in terms of testing it and achieving that target. So if price were to come down into that zone, even through it, again, that would provide the best opportunity to buy it back toward 2700 and likely perhaps back toward the 28.78 half, which is the top of the key range. So this is a very significant area of support. While we could see a near-term bounce, again, any bounce right now is seen as a short-term opportunity. These bounces have not lasted long, so it really has to prove it to the upside. Otherwise, any move that comes this way, I would say be a quick seller of those rallies. Look to take quick profits, and if there's a violation through 2600, we could be looking at a spill all the way back toward 2500, perhaps even a little lower. So right now, sitting on support, this is going to be a very important part of the chart to watch as we move forward. If we take a look at the NQ, you'll notice here that the NQ has had similar type of price action. The main difference here is that price has had lower highs compared to the ES, and additionally we have not hit these recent lows here from last month. We have kind of a 3-point bottom here, and we could still take out those lows. So we have taken out each low on these recent sell-offs. Very similar price action would take us down into about 60 or below 6400 into 63s. Again, we do have major support down below on a longer term basis, and if price were to get below 6200 into that LVN, that could provide the best opportunity again between 6K and 6200 to defend and look to reverse price back towards 7200 and perhaps beyond. So while we could see a near-term bounce here, everything is still pointing downward for now, and so any bounce should be seen as a short-term rally that could be sold, and again, not out of the woods yet for the NQ. If we take a look at crude oil, this one right now showing signs of weakness yet again. Obviously, OPEC met last week and agreed to a production cut for 6 months starting January. That could provide a boost, but right now what you see is a very clear defined downtrend. You also see price pushing into the PEMA trigger zone here, which is usually a selling opportunity in this formation. So again, anytime price is pulling back into and above the 8-period average and in a stacked and sloped environment here, everyone is looking to sell the rip ahead of what could be the next new low. This also provides a very good breakout point to the upside, because you have multiple highs at this zone here, which is just shy of the 55s. At some point, if price were to break above those highs, it could provide a very solid short-term rally. Really significant. But until that happens, right now bears are looking to keep 52.80, 52.50 offered for a shot at dropping this thing to new lows and getting prices below 49. So right now this could be a short-term selling opportunity today, if price can stay below 53, that could offer a swing reversal again back to the lows after this kind of holding pattern that we see here. So could be very, very bearish ahead as long as price remains below 53s. If we take a look at gold here, you'll notice that gold has pushed through the 1250s for the first time. This is a significant outcome here as price has continued to develop this rounded bottom. We've seen a push through the 1245 and now 1250 zone. You can see how price has continued to push higher here from these recent lows at 1200. While we could still see a pullback, perhaps toward 1226, which is now value here, that could provide another buying opportunity for a continuation higher. So we've seen a shift from 1287.60, which was composite VPOC, down to the 1226s, which is now new VPOC. And again, anytime you shift value down and start to take it bid, it's usually an indication of a longer term shift higher. So this is not looking bad at all. Again, any pullback could be still a buying opportunity for continuation higher as gold continues to make a push toward 1300. Lastly, looking at Bitcoin, we are up 5% in this chart right now today. However, this is a 5% bounce in a very bearish downtrend. We are still holding near the previous month's low. Again, this reversal off 4400 I mentioned gives us a very good pivot, but also a selling opportunity for a continuation lower. We still have our 2100 target down below to reach, and we could be looking at more weakness toward that target in the days and weeks ahead. All right, that is it for now. Let's see how this plays out heading into the new session and week of trading. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room.